Did Cleopatra, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt, really seduce two of the most powerful men in Rome to maintain her kingdom's independence? Let's take a step back in time to the era of the great and enigmatic Queen Cleopatra. Born to Ptolemy IV in 69 BC, Cleopatra was not just a queen but also a scholar, naval commander, linguist and medical author. She was a woman of immense power and intelligence, ruling over Egypt at a time when it was one of the richest and most influential kingdoms in the world. Cleopatra ascended to the throne at a tender age of 18 alongside her 10-year-old brother Ptolemy XIII. However, the young queen was far from a puppet ruler. She was a shrewd and ambitious monarch with her eyes set on preserving Egypt's independence amidst the rising powers of Rome and Greece. The early years of her reign were fraught with political turmoil and internal strife. The power dynamics within her own family were complex and treacherous, leading to a civil war that eventually forced Cleopatra into exile. But undeterred by adversity, Cleopatra was not one to sit idle. She gathered an army, strategized, and fought to reclaim her throne. But her reign was not just about war and power struggles. It was a time of cultural prosperity and economic growth. Cleopatra was a patron of the arts, funding grand architectural projects and promoting the sciences. She was a queen who knew the importance of image and symbolism, adopting the persona of the goddess Isis to cement her divine authority. The backdrop of Cleopatra's reign was a volatile world of shifting alliances and political intrigue. Rome, with its ambitious leaders and expansive empire, was a constant threat to the independence of Egypt. Yet, Cleopatra navigated these treacherous waters with skill and cunning, using every tool at her disposal to keep Egypt free. The stage is set, the players are ready, and the drama of Cleopatra's reign is about to unfold. Cleopatra wasn't born a queen, but she certainly had the ambition for it. Even as a young princess, Cleopatra had her eyes set on the throne of Egypt. Born into the Ptolemaic dynasty, a family of Greek origin that ruled Egypt after the death of Alexander the Great, she was destined for greatness. Cleopatra's ascension to power was anything but smooth. At the tender age of 18, she inherited a kingdom on the brink of collapse. Egypt was in the throes of a crippling drought, and the treasury was nearly empty, thanks to her father's lavish spending habits. The situation was made even more complex by the Ptolemaic custom of sibling marriage. Cleopatra was expected to share her throne and bed with her younger brother Ptolemy XIII, who was just 10 years old. Despite the challenges, Cleopatra proved to be a shrewd and resourceful ruler. She quickly learned to navigate the murky waters of Egyptian politics. She was the first of her dynasty to learn the Egyptian language and embrace their religion and customs, winning the hearts of her subjects. However, her relationship with her brother was fraught with tension. Ptolemy XIII, manipulated by his advisors, grew resentful of his sister's popularity and power. The sibling rivalry escalated into a full-blown civil war, forcing Cleopatra to flee Egypt. But this was not the end for Cleopatra. She was a survivor, a fighter. She spent her exile gathering an army, determined to reclaim her throne. Meanwhile, the political landscape of the Mediterranean was changing rapidly. The Roman Empire was expanding, and Egypt was a tempting prize. Cleopatra saw an opportunity in this chaos. She knew that if she could secure the support of Rome, she could regain her throne. And so, she set her sights on the most powerful man in Rome, a man known for his military prowess and political acumen. And then, in walked Julius Caesar. They say behind every great man there's a great woman. In Caesar's case, that woman was Cleopatra. Cleopatra, the enigmatic queen of Egypt, was not just a pretty face, she was a shrewd and cunning strategist. And her alliance with Julius Caesar was a testament to her political acumen. This was not merely a marriage of convenience or a fleeting romance. This was a calculated move, a power play in the grand chessboard of politics. Cleopatra, with her charm and intellect, bewitched Caesar. It was an unlikely pairing, the Roman general and the Egyptian queen, yet it was a relationship that would alter the course of history. Cleopatra needed Caesar to solidify her grip on the Egyptian throne, and Caesar in turn saw an opportunity to expand his empire. The alliance was a symbiotic one. Cleopatra got the Roman army's backing, securing her position as the undisputed queen of Egypt. Meanwhile, Caesar gained a foothold in Egypt, a wealthy and strategically positioned ally. It was a win-win situation, a testament to Cleopatra's strategic maneuvering and foresight. However, their alliance was not without its critics. Many in Rome saw Cleopatra as a threat, a foreign queen with undue influence over their beloved general. Yet Caesar, bewitched by Cleopatra's charm, remained loyal to his queen. He even fathered a son with her, Caesarion, further cementing their alliance. Cleopatra's relationship with Caesar was not just about power and politics. There was genuine affection, a bond forged in the crucible of shared ambition and mutual respect. Cleopatra, the Queen of the Nile, matched wits with Caesar, one of Rome's greatest generals. Their alliance was a merger of minds, a union of equals, but their story was not destined for a happy ending. Caesar's assassination in 44 BC marked the end of their alliance, throwing Cleopatra's world into turmoil. Her ally, her lover, was gone. The political landscape shifted, and Cleopatra was left to navigate the treacherous waters of politics alone. But as we know, all good things must come to an end. With Caesar gone, Cleopatra needed a new ally. Enter Mark Antony. Cleopatra, the queen of allure and ambition, found herself in the arms of another Roman general, Mark Antony. Their relationship was not just a romantic rendezvous, but a political alliance that shook the very foundations of the Roman Empire. Mark Antony, a co-ruler of Rome, was smitten by Cleopatra's charm and wit. He was drawn to her intelligence and strength, her political acumen, and of course her legendary beauty. Their love story was one for the ages, filled with passion, power, and the pursuit of glory. Their affair was more than just whispers in the corridors of power. It was a strategic move, a dalliance dipped in ambition. Cleopatra, with her keen political savvy, saw in Mark Antony a chance to secure her throne and expand her kingdom. In return, Antony found in Cleopatra a formidable ally against his political rivals in Rome. But their alliance did not go unchallenged. The relationship between Antony and Cleopatra stirred up a tempest of controversy. It sparked outrage, envy, and suspicion among the Roman elite. Antony's political rival, Octavian, exploited this to his advantage, painting Antony as a traitor seduced by an exotic queen, a pawn in Cleopatra's game for power. The propaganda was relentless. It led to war, the infamous Battle of Actium, where Antony and Cleopatra's forces clashed with Octavian's navy. This battle was a turning point, not just in their lives, but in the history of Rome and Egypt. Their love story, as grand as it was, didn't have the fairy tale ending one might expect. Antony, beleaguered and defeated, took his own life. Cleopatra followed suit, choosing to die rather than be paraded as a trophy of war by Octavian. But even the greatest of love stories can have a tragic end. The tale of Cleopatra and Mark Antony, a chapter seeped in love, power, and political machinations, stands as a testament to this truth. So, what is the shocking truth behind Cleopatra's reign? Let's dive into the depths of history and uncover the reality that's often shrouded by myths and misconceptions. Firstly, Cleopatra wasn't simply a charming seductress who used her beauty to ensnare powerful men. She was a cunning strategist and a shrewd politician who wielded her intelligence and charisma as weapons in the volatile world of ancient politics. Her alliances with Julius Caesar and later Mark Antony were not just romantic escapades, but calculated political maneuvers designed to fortify her kingdom's position. Contrary to popular belief, Cleopatra was not Egyptian by blood, but of Greek descent, belonging to the Ptolemaic dynasty that ruled Egypt. Despite this, she was the first of her lineage to learn the Egyptian language and adopt their customs, endearing herself to the Egyptian people. This was, again, a strategic move aimed at strengthening her rule and securing her throne. Let's not forget her intellectual prowess. Cleopatra was well educated and had a deep understanding of economics, politics, and military tactics. She was known to have written medical treatises and was a patron of the arts and sciences which flourished during her reign. Her ultimate downfall, however, was as dramatic as her life. Faced with the prospect of being paraded as a prisoner in Rome after the defeat of Mark Antony, she chose to end her life. The story goes that she died from the bite of an asp, a symbol of divine royalty, thereby controlling the narrative of her death and securing her place in history as a queen who chose her end. And there you have it, the shocking truth behind Cleopatra's reign. A woman of immense intellect and cunning, Cleopatra was more than just a seductress. She was a queen who did whatever it took to protect her kingdom and her throne.